play this intro. Stand by. And Karill's going to play the intro on her end. And we're going to start the show.
Gather round, let the summit ignite. We're all stars here, shining so bright. Dance through the door. Welcome to the laws of life. It's time to light up every stage. We in the network world, together lead us free. Lights lost and let the summit ignite. Like a mark, ready, set, let's go. So bright. Dance through the door.
All right, I want to welcome everybody here today. I want to welcome our live studio audience, our Zoom audience. It truly takes a community to build a vision. And my vision is to become a famous talk show host. How did I achieve that vision? Well, obviously, every day, I think part of the challenge is you never really do achieve a vision 100%. That's what makes a vision exciting. A vision is like a sculpture. It takes time. You have to sculpt it every single day. The other key element is you have to believe in your vision. Because if you don't believe in your vision, it will not evolve as a sculpture. Additionally, in order for a vision to come true, you need other people to believe in that vision. And so when I started out the Laws of Life platform it must have been about Technically, it was in 2016 when I started off with the radio show on W4CY in Wellington. That was my first time on the stage. And I started with the Laws of Life brand. Then in 2019, I decided it's time to really take this to the next level. But I went out to all these TV production companies and movie companies and videographers, and they wanted hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I said, how am I going to make my vision come true? How am I going to do that? Well, there's two ways to make a vision come true. Either you hire people to help the vision come true, or you learn how to do it yourself. And so I went to YouTube University, and I started to study 8-9 hours a day. I learned social media. I learned live streaming. I learned about some really incredible programs that can really help people live stream. And it was a pretty eye-opening experience. And one of the laws of life I learned is you got to practice with different software. Not every piece of software is going to work for your learning style. So you got to practice. You got to try those free trials because they really are a gift. One of the best streaming softwares we learned, we loved StreamYard. We loved Restream. And we still use Restream today as part of our professional studio setup, but we use it in a different way now. But find the software, find the tools, but most importantly, build relationships. Network. I interviewed over 4,000 people in the last 5 years. And one of the things I learned the most was it's all about energy. And it actually makes you more empathetic when you interview people. And that's why I love being a talk show host. I love learning their laws of life, their philosophies of life. The other thing I learned was practice. And as Zohar always says, you got to fail fast to get back on track. Fail fast. Yesterday we practiced. We invested in 2 more microphones for the live studio. We rehearsed over and over again to practice the equipment because that is the most challenging part about television is the technology, right? So I want to thank everybody that's in the Zoom audience and everybody that's in the live audience for playing in the sandbox with me. Just enjoying life. And yes, the most important goal for me is that we build connection, that we have fun together. And wow, our guest of honor today is an incredible dancer. Oh my God. And everybody got certified as official hustlers today. Everybody in the live studio danced. And that's the key, is to keep dancing through the practices, through the failures. And just remember that every practice gets you closer to your vision. And the sculpture will continue to come to life. The other law of life is to stay kind and to be patient with others. And the Brooklyn Blanca side of me sometimes can be a little impatient. But I've also learned I got to be more I want to have fun, I want to dance, I want to sing, but we got to have patience. We got to answer people's questions. A lot of people have questions. They're going to ask you, well, some of those questions are going to be really easy for you to answer. What ignited this vision? What ignited it? Some of the questions are going to be like, I don't understand the question. Why are you asking me that question? Doesn't matter why someone asks a question. We got to answer the question with love. With love. Love is the most important ingredient to success in life. And in order to find that love, you have to really open up your heart. Study meditation, study yoga, wellness, exercise, but also anyone that crosses your path, show love. And magical things happen. Yesterday I was in the Verizon store. I was standing in line, and I was behind Tracy. And Tracy's in the live audience today. What are the chances of that happening? That beautiful lady in pink in the live studio today. And we just connected. The next thing you know, we were talking about men. We were talking about love. We were talking about life. And we became friends. And so that's the last law of life I'm going to share with you right now is become friends with everyone that crosses your path, because you never know what gift lies within them. And maybe, just maybe, something incredible will come out of that friendship. But you got to keep believing. You got to keep believing. So those are my laws of life for the day. Thank you for giving me the space to share. Does anybody have any comments about those laws of life? Anybody have any comments on those laws of life? Tracy. Use the microphone, Tracy. I thought there was another one. Okay. Go ahead. Give it to Tracy. Thank you so much, my love.
No worries. So I just want to comment, Blanca, by saying yesterday was magical for me, and what you just said, I want to echo that. We never know people that we just randomly encounter in our day-to-day lives, how they will be able to touch our lives. So always leading with kindness, always leading with love. I heard Blanca on a conversation with her significant other, and it was just full of mush and love, and it was beautiful. And I just said to her, that is so sweet how you and your honey talk to each other. I think it's beautiful. That's how we started our conversation, and then it went from there. But again, it's about just stepping out there, speaking out, saying hello, and you just never know who you're going to encounter. And today I'm happy to be here because the timing for this, for me, it couldn't have been better, because I've been waiting to get on my path and be inspired and get off the couch and all of that. And Blanca did exactly that for me yesterday. And I believe in divine timing. So here I am, and here we are.
Wow. Thank you so much. Give it up for Tracy. Wow. That's incredible. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to go now to our guest of honor of the day. We're going to interview my dear friend, who I've known for quite some time now. And we're going to interview Kirby for 10 to 12 minutes, and then we're going to open it up for community conversation. And so I always highly encourage interaction with our guest of honor so that you guys can build a relationship. Remember the law of the question. Raise your digital hand if you're in the Zoom audience to ask a question, or if you're in the live audience and you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand. We're going to go ahead and put the camera. We're going to go ahead and start the interview. So, Kirby, I had no idea that you were the dancer that you are. I mean, my God.
Well, you know, you've got a couple of skills. I can sing too.
We have a musical agent in the audience.
Oh, all right.
Ron Banks.
Hi, Ron.
Ron, do you want to give how you doing? I want to thank Mixano for coming into the group. Yeah. Mixano is a very, very famous music producer. and we're going to start having more artists and musicians. But Kirby, first tell everybody your full name for the record.
My name is Kirby Monesteen, and I'm super excited to be here. And thank you for sharing your laws of life. That was amazing.
Thank you, Kirby. I really appreciate it. You've been so much fun today. And tell everybody, how did you become interested in the marketing world?
When I was growing up as a child, my family experienced a family bankruptcy. And we spent a couple of years where we were moving from place to place. And for me, that was a very challenging experience, but it was a growth experience as well. And in that process, I was going to therapy, and my parents were coaching us and just being parents and showing love. But one of the things that I remember that my mom always said to me was, always share your talent with the world. Be creative, show your creative skills with the world. You never know where it's going to lead you to. And it's so funny. So as you were talking about your law of life, I was thinking about that moment that my mom shared that insight with me. And that conversation led to, how can I continue to use the creativity that lives inside of me to help other people? And part of that is storytelling, and successful marketing begins with storytelling. So, that was how I catapulted into the marketing world, was just that experience in my life, sharing that experience in my life, and then realizing the power of telling your story and how that impacts tons of people, influences them to buy, creates a strategy for you, and ultimately creates your marketing for you.
What is one of the marketing stories you've told that you're the most proud of?
Oh my gosh. The most proud of, I would say, is, I about 4 years ago, I started, for those of you that don't know, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have a couple of businesses, which I'm excited about. And about 4 years ago, I started a financial education business. So I help people with long and short-term savings. I help them with life insurance. I help them with wealth building. But the story that I love to tell the most around that is, I knew nothing about money. I was poor. I grew up in a poor, broke family. And although my parents were amazing and I loved them tremendously and they did the best they could for our family, money was not one of the things that they understood and were able to teach us in the right trajectory around. So I had these overwhelming fears, even though somebody said to me, you have the right energy, you know how to connect with people. That's all you really need. But I had the biggest fear of stepping into something that was totally different than anything I had done before. But long story short, here I am, 4 years later. I have a team of about 30 agents. I've got 30 agents. I've got about 15 licensed agents on my team, people in different states, continuing to build that. And it started from this space of doubt. It started from this space of, I can't do this. I don't know anything about money, to, I know a lot about money, but I know a lot about people and how to connect with them. And that's what builds that vision and that dream that you were talking about.
So what is the primary role of the agents? What are they focused on? Those 30 agents.
So in our organization, we spend a lot of time getting to know our clients. We also spend a lot of time doing a budget analysis with them because it's all complementary. You will go to a lot of financial advisors. They will take 1% out of your investment portfolio to pay themselves, which rightfully so. People deserve to be paid for the work that they do. But do they really understand you? Like, do they understand your income? Do they understand your expenses? Do they understand your goals? So the way that I work and the way my organization has been amazing and the way they've taught us is about understanding your client, having the conversations with them, asking them the questions, which you mentioned earlier, and allowing for the dialogue, doing a budget analysis so you understand their income and their expenses, and you can make recommendations that are sound for them.
Wow. What is the number one joy you derive from helping your clients?
Oh my gosh. There's so many joys. Number one is when somebody says to me, I didn't know that. Thank you so much. Or when somebody says to me, you've changed the trajectory of my family. Or when somebody says to me, I now know that if God forbid something happens to me, my children and my spouse and the people that I love are safe and protected. That is the pinnacle for me. That's the epitome of, I've done something to change somebody's life.
I love that. It sounds like your childhood memories of money really took you on this path of wanting to transform others and make their life better with more financial literacy.
Absolutely. I mean, you go to college, you even go to elementary school, and there's all these classes. There's really no sound conversations around money and financial education. And that is what so many people need, especially in the world that we live in today, the economy that we live in today. People need to be aware of what their options are. People need to be aware that there are tax-free opportunities that they can take advantage of to ensure that their money stays protected and that they have the most growth possible.
And what is the name of your company?
So I work for a company called World Financial Group, which is a subsidiary of Transamerica. Transamerica has been around for over 100 years. Our organization's been around for about 25 years. And, like I said, we are all about understanding who our clients are before we make any recommendations.
And how can people follow you online?
That's a wonderful question. Thank you for asking. So you can follow me at Content Redefined LLC. That's my brand name, which includes the marketing stuff that I do as well as the finance stuff. You can also find me on Instagram and LinkedIn at Content Redefined.
I love that. I love that. Content Redefined. And what is your number one law of life?
Oh my gosh. The number one law of life for me is, and it coincides with what you said before, you never understand what somebody's journey is, and you never understand the power that somebody else might have to help you in your journey. So, if you're always kind to other people, if you're always connecting, but if you're always being vulnerable and sharing your story and allowing them to share their story, it creates a whole world of opportunity that you may have never thought ever existed.
I love that.
Everyone give it up for Kirby!
I want to give it up for y'all. This is so great.
Oh, thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Kirby from the Zoom audience at this time? Any questions? Trish, you have a question? I see it.
No, I was sending him a heart.
Hey, listen. All it takes is one heart. All it takes is one heart to start a friendship, right?
Yeah. I don't know what's going.
Any other questions from the Zoom audience?
Yeah, it wasn't so much a question, but just listening. It's ironic that the heart there, because I feel that these two should have a conversation, because I think there's a big synergy there between what both of them are doing. I just have this gut feeling they could do a lot of really great work together.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very
much like-minded. Sounds like.
Incredible. All right, well, you always have the option. What we'll do, everyone is always welcome to put their contact details in the Zoom chat. And Laura Lee has a question.
Not so much a question, but a clap for him. I just love what he's doing. I was a certified financial planner for 25 years, and I know how wonderful that feels to help people have peace of mind, and it's just wonderful. I just love it. We need more of you.
We need more of you, Laura Lee.
Laura Lee
I retired from that field, but I'm also on a journey to teach financial literacy, mindset, and passive income streams. So mine's a little different now, but I had the pleasure for 25 years of doing what you did.
Incredible. Well, maybe one of the things I always say is as you create new connections, Trish And Kirby, are you willing to shout out your phone number?
Absolutely.
What's your phone number?
It is 516. I'm from New York. Any New Yorkers out there?
I'm from New York.
From New York. 516-557-8529.
And Kirill will also put that in the chat. Everyone always feel free. I always say feel free to connect with everyone. I don't believe in competition. I only believe in collaboration. We can only, you got, and every entrepreneur goes through a phase of competition where they think, oh, I can't give away a contact. It might get stolen. Oh, I can't do this software because they might do it better than me. And I'm just going to tell you, and they used to ask me this when I was head of a publicly traded corporation. I managed 5,000 law firms. And I trained every law firm in the country on how to create strategy, communicate with their clients, and practice litigation. And I remember one of the other attorneys said, why are you giving away all your secrets? I said, that's what love is. That's what being a true entrepreneur is. We can all win. We can all get to the finish line. You don't have to stop anyone else. It's not going to get you to the finish line faster stopping someone else. Work with everybody, and even if they do the same job that you do, you can still find a way to collaborate. Always.
And here's the other thing. There's so much abundance in the world. You know, we are the ones that have limited thinking, and so we stop ourselves from understanding the law of manifestation, the law of abundance. There's so much of it out there. We just have to grab onto it. So I love how you share your ideas. I share my ideas. If it helps somebody, then I'm totally glad that I took that opportunity to share it.
Absolutely. I love that. Are there any questions from our live studio audience? Any questions? Zohair.
I'm going to unmute myself in here. That way the audience can hear it as well.
Of course. Please do. Hold on one second. Oh, gosh. Hold on one second. All right. Go ahead, Zohair. Unmute yourself.
Here we go. Technical. How long you been doing this? And like you said, you have 15 licensed agent, 30 A+ in your team, and so forth. I'm very familiar with WFG, and I'm familiar with the.
Okay, we heard weird elephant-like noises. Now we hear no noises.
Oh, you guys are
now?
here. All right,
Now
so
we hear
here,
you.
mute yourself. Mute yourself. So
now
here,
you can hear me?
Mute
Yes,
yourself.
power of one microphone.
How long have you been doing this, Kirby?
So I've been in the financial.
Welcome to technical difficulties from the live audience.
It happens to the best of us. All right, so how many years have you been doing this?
I've been doing financial education now for about 4 years. And I've, over that 4-year period of time, that's where I've grown my team and grown the licenses. Also, by the way, I'm always looking for new people who are looking for opportunities. Part-time, full-time. I am in the market for looking for people who just know how to connect, know how to have conversations. I can teach you everything else.
I love that. Look at that. See, that's another thing I love about our platform is that we're opening up job opportunities. You heard it here. I mean, there's always opportunities when you meet people. And let's say you don't need a job. Maybe someone you know needs a job. Help them. All right, everybody give a warm round of applause for Kirby Mafi.
Thank you so much for being our guest today. I love the energy. All right, so we're going to go back now to the Zoom audience and the live audience. And we're going to go into our pitch competition. And I'm going to bring up Zohair Shaban, who is our newest sponsor of the Laws of Life. First, Zohair, you're going to be our official pitch judge. And I want to say thank you for being the new Diamond sponsor. Zohair is the founder of Z Financial. He specializes in credit repair. He specializes in funding 401k, home auto insurance, how to free yourself financially. But most incredibly, you have been really an unbelievable supporter and sponsor of the Laws of Life. Everybody give it up for Zohair Shaban. All right, so Zohair's going to judge the winning pitch. We're going to bring up diamond sponsor, Mark Siegel. Mark has been a diamond sponsor of the Laws of Life. This is now his sixth year. And actually, before we bring up the semifinalists, Mark, why don't you take your moment to shine and share your laws of life with the world today?
My laws of life are, you know what? I don't know why I'm compelled to say this. It's not so much a law of life, and you've heard me say this a million times. I feel like sharing my mission statement because it's kind of like my law of life. And my mission statement is, how can I grow to my full potential and serve others at a way higher level, all while living in absolute bliss? So if you want to turn that into a law of life, it's all there. How do I help? How do I get bigger? And how do I do it with a big fat smile on all day and night? Because the reality is, and I've said this quote a jillion times, and I don't know why I feel like called to say it, and it's from the mentor Tony that we know. Anyone who knows me know I love Tony Robbins. Success is doing what you want, with who you want, when you want, as much as you want. So I think a lot of people in this room and in this audience are being told what they have to do, what they should do, what they think they have to do, and it doesn't feel right. It just feels icky. That's not how to live. You want to walk around in bliss, and a lot of people think it's really hard to do it, and the reality is it's not that hard. Just put a couple practices in play of what your non-negotiables are, do them, and you'll live that way. So that's my piece on the whole matter of law of life, how I move, and how I love to see the whole world moving together like that.
I love that. So, tell us about the pitch room. What were your top tips for the entrepreneurs today?
Yep. So right off the bat, what I was pleasantly surprised with is that everyone did it between 15 and 50 seconds. And again, I've been on a trillion of these, maybe not a trillion, but a million Zooms, and you hear, stop, time out, no more. You know, how many times, Blanca, how many times have you had to stop someone in the middle when you had a timer on? If we had $1 for every time we had to stop someone, that would be our business.
We
wouldn't even need any other business. We would be count our money and then go with our financial advisor friend over there. He would hook us all up and we'd be good. But so right off the bat, the best part of it was the timing. It was there. Because elevators don't go for 3 minutes. They go for 30 seconds, 45 seconds. That's why it's called an elevator pitch. They didn't just make it up, you know? So that's that. As far as I'm going to give the first place winner, and this was a tough one, but the first place winner was Mixano. And I'll tell you.
Wow!
And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is right off the bat, he's got that whole, you know, fun, musical, moving, shaking kind of vibe as he talks, which I love because, like, that's like me. But I also love that he, let's call it what it is, and this is an art of learning how to do it. There's a difference of bragging and promoting. And he threw out the star power. I work with Beyonce. I work with this one. I work with that one. He had my attention instantly. So if you could grab someone's attention instantly, and if you have star power behind your name, flaunt it a little bit. I'm not saying run around wearing a t-shirt saying I deal with only our top 40 people, but he got the attention right there. Now,
all right, well, without, there's more? Okay, go ahead.
Well, that's the first place. You want the top 2, right?
Oh, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Now, this one was a tough one because I had a couple-way tie, but I think I want to give it to Beverly, actually, and I'm going to tell you why.
Woo!
I'm a little biased towards health and wellness in general, so I'm not going to lie. But what I like what Beverly did was even inside of the 50 seconds, and this is a proof to after the question I asked, she got me curious. but it was just like a little taste. Like she kind of just was like, oh, I do this, it's health and wellness, it's great, and whatever. And I thought it was a different product actually, because I asked her. I was like, oh, it's just a BioWell? She's like, no. And I'm like, ooh, you have me interested. So if she had me interested and asking a question after 50 seconds, that's why she got second place.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's bring up our two Zoom semifinalists. Mixano, are you ready to show us your pitch and share your message with the world? All right, Mixano. I am so honored to have you here. And the stage is yours, my dear friend.
Hello, people. How's everybody doing?
Amazing.
Great. Well, as you see, I'm in my studio right here where I make all the music, right?
Wow.
So this is what I do. And I love entertaining. I love creating superstars. I love bringing different and unique individuals to the table, to the world. I've been able to be very successful at it for a long period of time. And, you know, just being able to have the opportunity to create the kind of music that you guys have listened to, probably didn't know that I actually produced it, but to create this kind of music that has been able to last over the 20 and, 25 years, and people are still, rocking to it to this day, it feels amazing. It feels extremely amazing to be able to do that. And I feel so honored to be able to be with you guys, especially with Blanca. Blanca is number one to me. Listen, everybody, please, let's give Blanca at least a round of applause right now. All of us, come on,
guys.
everybody.
Love you guys. Love you, Mixano.
So yeah, but you know what? I feel honored, and thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your platform. I think the platform that you're creating, that you've created, is allowing people to connect, and that's what's important. The only way that we are able to make anything happen in the world, we all have to come together as a group, as a team, to make things successful. And I'm so honored to be a part of what you're doing right now. Thank you so much. Okay.
Give it up for Mixano! All right, let's bring up our second incredible entrepreneur, Beverly D'Amico. Beverly, the stage is yours. What do you do, and what is your law of life?
My law of life is to share what knowledge you have. Don't be worried about if someone's going to take your business or be, insecure. There's more than enough business to go around for everyone. And, the more you share, it's going to come back to you in the end, the more you help people. I have a few online businesses, but the one that I'm concentrating on right now is called Vital Health. And it's a company out of Mexico, a 3-year-old company out of Mexico, and we have all plant-based products. But the reason that I added this to my business was because we have a scanner that we use in our business. I can scan somebody with their finger. It takes 3 minutes, and it scans their whole body, ironically, and you get a 120-page report. And in that report, it shows you where you need to concentrate on your body, where your weaknesses are. So there's no more need to spend money on supplements that you don't need. And these supplements are also hydrostatic, so they get absorbed into your system. And the company's fantastic. The leadership is fantastic. It's all field-driven leaders, which means they started from the bottom. And I'm very impressed with the company. In my 40 years in the MLM industry, this checks all the boxes for me.
Everyone give it up for Beverly. And I love who you chose. Let's go to our live audience. And I know Zohair, you initially appointed Kirby, but since Kirby was our guest of honor, can you appoint the second semifinalist in the live audience to introduce themselves today? We're gonna go to Kelly. We're gonna go to Kelly Ann Mendoza. Kelly Ann, I'm voting for you. All right. You agree, Zohair? Also, Kellyanne, you were very nice to sponsor our studio snacks today. You brought in beautiful platters. Everybody, give it up for Kellyanne Mendoza. Give her the microphone. Give her the microphone. And Kellyanne, tell everybody, what do you do? What is your law of life for the world today?
I think is connecting with the right people, spreading love, community. I love children. It's always been part of me. And I have a little secret that I told you. I always loved the fashion world. And I always loved the camera. I did the modeling, I did the acting, I did everything in the fashion world, but it wasn't my time. And then I met Blanca at Eat Better, Live Better, and she said, I like her, I like your smile. And I've heard that before 15 years ago, and I was like, maybe it's the timing now for me. And I'm very honored to be here, Blanca. Thank you.
Everyone give it up for Kellyanne. And Kellyanne, I'm so honored to have you in studio, and that, you know, there's so many ways. One of the things that I love about what I do in terms of being a talk show host is that there's a million ways for people to connect to this art. We would love some volunteers. So if you've always wanted to work in a TV studio, I want to thank our diamond sponsor, 227 Media, for being the sponsor of this beautiful studio, and for also creating the New Laws of Life podcast, which will be coming out on YouTube. And those are going to be longer 2.5 hour dialogues. But again, you know, you bringing in the platters. You bringing Mark Siegel being a supporter of the Laws of Life for now the sixth year, has never missed a Tuesday show in 6 years. I want to, of course, Tough Turf Media, Joey Lewis, the criminal defense firm of Roderman and Johnston, my law firm, Blanca Perper Greenstein, BPG Law. I serve as a concierge attorney with a network of 75 attorneys. So if God forbid someone has a car accident, or a friend or family gets into a criminal problem, or someone's going through a divorce, I can serve as their concierge attorney. You can call me 7 days a week, and I can help. Zohair Shaban, the founder of Z Financial, our newest diamond sponsor, Mike Owen with Alpha Connect, our newest diamond sponsor, and of course Chris White with the Wiser Company. And as you can see, it takes a team for the show. Everybody has a role. The live audience, the Zoom audience, the guest of honor, the chief of technology, director of customer service, of course, Angelique. So thankful to you. But if you've always wanted to be a part of the show, there's 100 ways that you can be a part of it. And that goes for anyone from the ages of 12 and up. Maybe there's somebody you know that's in the hospital. They can tune into the Laws of Life, and this show can cheer them up. Or maybe you know a young kid whose dream is to be a storyteller, marketer, like Kirby. You know, maybe we let the kids be the stars of the show, and we're their audience. There's a million ways that we can have fun. But that being said, I guess it's time to choose a winner of the pitch competition. Zohair, who do you declare as the official winner today?
We already did.
No. The Zoom and the live. One winner.
The Zoom and the live. It's tough a little bit, but I think Beverly, I give her all that, because she's.
You're on mute. Zohair. Okay. Zohair has made an official announcement, and who is the official winner of the pitch competition?
I think it's Beverly today.
All right. Well, I want to thank Zohair for being our judge. I want to thank Mark for being the Zoom judge today and really taking ownership of a brand new segment. And just running with it, just having fun and playing. Well, congratulations, Beverly D'Amico. You are the official winner of the pitch competition. Give it up for Beverly. And Beverly, you now win a 15-minute interview on the new show, Laws of Business, every Thursday from 11 to 1 here in studio and on Zoom. So you'll let us know if you want to come in on Zoom or in person. So what can I tell you?
We have had an incredible show. We had an amazing guest of honor today, Kirby.
You were unbelievable. Be sure to follow Kirby. Again,
Kirby, shout it out one more time. Where can everyone follow you?
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Content Redefined LLC.
Content Redefined. I want to thank Mixano,
who is a celebrity music producer, for honoring us and coming in today. Thank you so much for being part of the incredible connective process. And Mixano is a big influence. I want to thank Richard Corsell, our favorite veteran, Christine Fisher, one of our favorite investors in the world, Wiley, Michael Embry, Laura Lee Kenny, and everyone. Trish. I want to acknowledge Mark for bringing in Trish, a new entrepreneur. And what we're going to do is the show is not over yet, but we are going to conclude the live stream. We're going to run the outro. And when we come back, we'll go to breakout rooms. Stand by for 1 minute.
Hey, welcome to the Laws of Life. It's time to light up the stage. In the network world, they're the latest rage. Gather round, let the summit ignite. We're all stars here, shining so bright. Dance through the doors, opportunities knock. With every beat we unlock, we gotta make it to the top. Life's laws and real,
It's just us. Recording stopped.
has stopped.
Ooh, I have to